Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the king. Welcome back to the channel. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very exciting video. This is absolutely huge. We've been talking about this on this channel for a very long time. Now we finally have an update and more information about everything. And that, my friends, is crossplay and cross progression coming on in to Dead by Daylight. Today, we have the official article. We're going to go ahead and read through everything, break it down for you guys, and see what it means. So, the title says, Breaking Barriers with Crossplay and Cross Progression. As mentioned during the anniversary livestream, we are planning to add crossplay feature into Dead by Daylight. As it is a topic widely discussed in the community, we are here to provide you with more clarity on our version regarding crossplay, cross-friends, and cross-progression. So, they go ahead and talk about crossplay and cross-friends first. So this is going to be able to add people on console or on the Windows Store or anything like that, and also talk about crossplay. So they said 10 months ago, we introduced crossplay on PC with the release of the game on the Windows Store. Crossplay was already on our minds even before this release, and thus linking the two platforms together came naturally. Crossplay went live a few days after the release of the Windows Store, greatly improving the player's experience. But that was only the beginning, as the following two topics were listed were more frequently asked by the community, and that was play with my friends on other platforms, or cross-friends, and cross-progression. So they said, in theory, cross-friends, a feature to add players from a platform to another, was a matter of production efforts. Cross-friends is now live on Windows Store and Steam as a beta test, and so far we are receiving amazing feedback, so that is great. We actually have a screenshot down here of what it actually looks like. They go on to say, however, we want to make sure that the crossplay aspect of the feature would not impact the general player's experience. We knew friends would ask about balancing, matchmaking time, network communications, etc. We investigated our data, ran playtests, and gathered feedback, and we are now confident moving forward with the release of crossplay on console. So there you go. This is the cross-friends mock-up, and as you can see, if I could zoom it in a little bit more here, you can see that you can see the friend name on the left-hand side. It will show you if they are on PC or on the Windows Store. If they have this whirl symbol by them, you can add them, and then from here you can invite people, and then it will tell you who's on what platform. And that's great. That is huge. So now if you are on Xbox, if you're on PS4, if you're on PC, if you're on Windows Store, you can play with everybody. And obviously, this is going to make something like matchmaking and queue times exceptionally quicker. And then, of course, towards the future, they're going to be adding in MMR and everything like that. So balancing and ranking would be completely overhauled and completely changed to, adhere for this and much more things. So let's continue reading what they have wrote. They said that now that all the green lights, we are preparing the activation of crossplay and cross-friends on consoles. In this scenario, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One players will be able to play together and with people on PC. We are polishing the last details to make sure that it will only impact our game positively. As we are still monitoring the situation and numbers on PC, we cannot definitely say it's coming really soon, like before the first snow in Montreal, hopefully. And I mean, last year it snowed in October, so I mean, they gotta be pretty confident putting something like that out. So probably towards late August is the least that we can expect it. So then they said, once crossplay is live on all platforms, we'll carefully monitor the data to ensure the stability of the game. If it becomes unstable, we will disable crossplay and allow us to work on a fix. Player experience first. So a lot of transparency there. If it doesn't work, they're taking it off, they're gonna fix it, then they're gonna bring it back. Next, they said players will have the choice to opt out of crossplay if they prefer. Obviously, this is always an option. There's always people that are like, hey, I don't want to go against a rank 1 PC nurse. So if that's the case and you don't want to play against a really top tier PC player or anybody else that you would feel would have a skill advantage over you, you can opt out of it. Obviously, you will suffer though, because your queue times will be a little bit longer, as you'll only be matched with people that have crossplay disabled as well. So it might be a little bit more difficult to find lobbies, so that is the only way that you would be able to take crossplay off. And this is a feature pretty much in every single game. You just have to bite the bullet, learn, move with the learning curve, and carry on. They finally wrap this portion up saying, we have seen a lot of questions about potential crossplay with Dead by Daylight Mobile. For now, that is not part of the plan. The game system and architecture are significantly different. We are prioritizing the release of crossplay between PC and consoles first, to make sure that the experience is smooth for the players on those platforms. So that's great. Crossplay, cross progression, cross friends is coming into DBD. They then go ahead and talk about cross progression, which when they explained it was a lot more difficult, as it's not just them. Now they have to, get permission from Sony and Microsoft and everybody like that in order to bring this on into the game. So let's see what they're going to say about cross progression. Allowing players to team up with their friends from other platforms was the first step to break barriers between platforms. We know that some of our players are active on several platforms, and cross progression is also one of our top wishes for the community. We are thrilled to announce that we are preparing the first steps toward cross progression, and that it will be available for Steam, Google Stadia, and Nintendo Switch in September. So we have a date. So in September, we're going to be getting cross progression. Players will be able to share their progression, purchases, and inventory on those 3 platforms. Exceptions might be made to accommodate for external licensing needs. So that is pretty awesome. I am quite interested on what's going to happen with something like Legacy. I have Legacy on PC. On PS4, Legacy isn't really an option, but we'll have to see what happens. And I said, as of today, we cannot make cross progression available on other platforms, and we have no guarantee that it will happen. However, we know that it is a community wish. We'll keep trying to make it happen. So that is pretty awesome. The first steps are going to be coming out on September. So let's see what they wrapped up with saying. And they said, how will cross progression work? And they said, merging several years of game progression of millions of players is a technical challenge that few games are trying to tackle. We spend lots of time preparing and discussing the best way to provide cross progression to our players. We want to make sure the transition is to be smooth and that we protect our players' progression. In order to achieve a good transition, we had to build a brand new ecosystem. Players will now create a behavior account to link their progression so our server can merge it. And I give a little chuckle there because this is what we've been talking about for so long. When everyone comes into my chat, they're like, King, how do we get cross progression to work? And I said, you would have one cloud safe behavior account. And from this behavior account, you upload all your data. And then you have to sign in. It's great to see. You love to see it. And then they said, all of our efforts will be focused on monitoring account merging to ensure that players will not have any issues during that complex process. And then they wrap it up by saying, thanks for reading. We're super excited to read your comments. And they also said, many people on the team are working hard to transform that vision into something that will make experience as soon as possible with your keyboard/controller. We hope this article gave you more clarification about the future for Dead by Daylight. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is huge information coming on in from the DBD team today. Crossplay is coming on into DBD. Cross Friends is coming on into DBD before the first snow of Montreal, which it's kind of funny they put it that way. So we can expect this coming, I would say, maybe a month to 2 months tops. And I'm very excited for this. And they said that, cross progression is in the works as well. So we should be seeing cross progression coming out towards the future, as well as they're going to be taking their first step. So maybe next year we would see something like that, or late this year. We'll have to wait and see. But the major one is definitely crossplay. Once crossplay is going, then there's a lot of other things that they can tackle, such as MMR, different matchmaking, and everything like that. So I am quite excited for what is to come and what they're going to do. Again, this makes me really happy because this is something that we've been talking about in the community for a very long time. And I consistently get people in our community chat saying, like, how would you make crossplay work? How would you make cross progression work? And, I pretty much said everything that was on here. In fact, we even made a claim that they were going to announce cross progression and crossplay on the 4th year live stream, and so they did. So we made a ton of videos of this. We're very attached to crossplay and cross progression, so I'm very happy about the steps that they're taking and the things that they're doing in order to bring it on into the game for us. And obviously coming out on like Google Stadia and things like that are just more ways that people can interact with each other and play with each other, because you never know who's on what console. So this is a big step for Dead by Daylight, and as I said, this is something that a lot of games don't tackle. I hope you guys are excited for this as well. Pretty interesting stuff, definitely breaking down the barriers here, and I'm very excited. And now this leads us to cross progression, which they're going to be doing, and MMR, of course, and overhauling the entire ranking system so that way they can adequately pair PC players and console players to not just based on how much you play, but how skilled you are in the game, which is going to work beautifully, or at least we hope so. And yeah, it's going to be really awesome. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. As always, I'm the King, and to my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fall.